So those students na naturuan ko got into UP and ngayon mas magaling na sila sa akin, which I am proud of kasi yun yung goal ng isang teacher, yung maging mas magaling sa'yo yung student.
That's the end goal of every teacher, na mas maging magaling yung student or yung tinuturuan natin sa atin. Kasi it's an achievement for us, di ba?
Welcome to In The Mix Podcast, your one-stop destination.
Hello, what's up everyone? So welcome to In The Mix Podcast. For today's episode, we have a new special guest. Pakilala kayo.
Hi everyone, my name is Moira. They all usually call me Coach Moira and or Coach Moy sa mga students at mga naging students ko since 2011 na yung career on teaching.
Just to give you a background, guys, si Coach Moy is one of our teacher here sa Mix Lab. And nagtuturo siya sa amin ng piano, ng voice. How many students do you handle here sa Mix Lab?
Parang kakatapos lang ng iba. Siguro mga magte-10 na siguro. Kasama yung mga nakakatapos na.
Yeah.
And still ongoing. Kasi kakastart ko lang din naman, di ba?
Yeah. So recently lang kasi rin namin siya naging teacher. So yung application niya December pero nag-start siya ng January. Pagpasok ng January, ang dami naming naging students. Yeah, so blessing yun. Siyempre, you are one of our teacher. Of course, musician ka, right?
Oo. Siguro sa pagiging performer, I was 4 years old when I was discovered by, syempre, my parents. Na ang kinakanta ko actually is Aegis.
Sample.
Aegis siya, tapos ang nangyayari sa akin is yung second voice yung kinukuha ko. So, mas good kasi ako talaga sa backup singing talaga. So, bata pa lang ako, second voice na yung nakukuha ko. Doon na nag-start yung singing contest career ko as an amateur singer.
Ilang taon ka nito?
4.
4 years old. Okay.
Tapos, umikot kami sa mga barangay sa Rizal, Cavite na din, yung iba, Laguna. Usually, mga barangay singing contest.
Then paano ka naman tuto sa pagtugtog ng instruments? Balita ko, jack of all trades ka eh.
Kind of. Sa keyboard, natutuwa ko noon around 10 years old ako kasi na-inspire ako sa parang chordal songs ng mga OPM. So, nag-aral ako mag-isa lang ng keyboard. So, ayun, nag-start ako nung first year college ko, nag-aral ng formal music. Doon ko na tutunan na lahat ng standard way of playing. Then, medyo naging advanced lang ako ahead sa mga inaaral ko noon dahil mabilis kong natutunan yung notes. Gawa nga ng ang practice time ko. Mahalaga sa isang musician na magkaroon ng practice time. And since nasa Bible school kami, doon kami nakatira, I got the privilege of practicing for a whole day plus extended may nighttime practice pa kami kapag before matulog kami. So like maabot ako hanggang 12 midnight eh.
Wow, sa pagpa-practice?
Ng piano.
Ng piano. Okay, so doon ka nahasa.
I finished sonatina book. Yung Korean, meron kaming Korean sonat kasi yung prof ko is Korean, yung first piano teacher. Korean siya na book na puro sonatina. Like merong Mozart, merong Beethoven, meron din iba't ibang composers. Natapos ko siya for 3 months. Yung buong book. Tapos,
yung buong book natapos mo? Within 3 months? Binasa mo yun?
Like sight reading
Okay.
and technicals. Kasi sobrang na-indulge ako in practicing that time. Since bago sa akin yung learning, kasi meron akong nakukuhang encouragement kapag may na-discover akong something about the piece. Ay, bago to. Parang, ganito pala yung forte, ganito pala yung mezzo forte, ganito pala gawin yung moderato, ganito pala kabilis yung allegro, ganyan. So,
ilang instruments so far yung kaya mong tugtugin?
for basic, siguro, marami. For basic instruments. Pero pagka intermediate to advanced, I can teach Japanese koto hanggang intermediate lang. Siyempre, hindi ko naman kaya yung mga advanced pieces. For violin, I can teach basic talaga. Flute, since minor instrument ko siya, since nasa Bible school pa lang, I've learned it, the basics and the techniques up until intermediate. Kaya ko pa siya. And piano, of course, hanggang advanced. Hanggang advanced na yung tipong magbi-major na sa UP. I have a couple of students na on my teaching career na tinuruan ko, not just in the Bible school kasi dati pinagturo rin ako sa Bible school nung
Yeah.
nakapag-UP ako. So those students na naturuan ko got into UP and ngayon mas magaling na sila sa akin, which I am proud of kasi yun yung goal ng isang teacher.
Yeah.
Yung maging mas magaling sa'yo yung student.
That's the end goal of every teacher.
Oo.
Right? Na mas maging magaling yung student or yung tinuturuan natin sa atin. Kasi it's an achievement for us, di ba? Then, nakwento mo kanina mo na you also studied in UP.
Oo.
Right? Anong course na kinuha mo doon?
Diploma of Creative Performance in Music and Arts, yung DCPMA. Parang old pa yun kasi napalitan na ngayon So,
Yeah.
ang major is Asian Music.
Asian
Or
music.
should I say, kasi pag nag-bachelor's, it will be musicology.
Bakit Asian music? Why not music education?
Ang layo, di ba?
Oo.
Kasi,
Kasi kanina nasabi mo, yung passion mo talaga is teaching,
Yeah,
right? So why didn't you choose or pursue music education?
kasi nung una, ang tinatry ko is like different side. I do compose that time before I try UP. So, dapat magpa-piano major talaga ako. Kasi
Okay.
I have prepared all the pieces that is required.
Para sa
So,
audition.
Oo, handa na ako. Memorize ko pa yung mga pyesa.
Anong year ito?
I tried twice. 2013 yung una, tapos hindi ako umasa sa piano. So, I've tried another year, 2014.
Okay. Etong 2014 doon ka nakapasok.
Pero that time, hindi na ako nagdiretso sa piano.
Alright. Eto na yung Asian music.
Oo. Kasi
I see.
meron siyang actually background music. Yung conductor namin sa orchestra before, kasi I was a flutist on the orchestra na-inspire ako sa kanya kasi he's been teaching us arrangements. Ayan, kung paano mag-arrange ng orchestra, like choir as well. So, yung Korean din namin na choir conductor, nagtuturo din siya about music theory, about arrangement. So, na-inspire ako that time. So, dalawa yung tinry ko. I tried composition and I tried Asian music.
Okay, so nag-try ka din mag-audition sa compo.
Oo.
Pero
Ang
you...
hirap sa composition
Yeah.
Biglang
Actually.
pumindot na lang ng tunog yung proctor. Tapos sulat
i-identify
pala
mo?
namin yun. Ako lang yung ano nga yung gagawin? Tapos sinabi niya ulit na, you have to write all the notes down. Parang, okay. Since perfect pitch ka ako that time. So,
Perfect pitch ka? Until now?
I can't say that. Pero I can still hear if a student is not in tune.
Oh, kasi ang definition kasi ng perfect pitch is that once you hear a note, you can easily identify what note it is.
Dati kasi I was usually training all day Pati solfege. Meron akong line na papracticing ko yung every instrument na alam ko. So na-train yung pitch ko noon that time. So kahit pag nagbigay sa akin ng ano, kaya ko talaga isulat. As in.
Okay.
Pero this time kasi, syempre, kumukupas din ang utak ang pandinig. So,
balikan natin yung yung experience natin. Siguro napagdaanan mo rin yung subject na sight reading. Meron kayong
sa
ganun?
piano. Lagi
Sa
ako
piano.
may sight reading.
Yeah, di ba sa music theory, part ng ano natin yun. Part ng music theory is magsa-sight read ka ng piano while singing yung note above. Kamusta naman yun? Nagagawa mo yun? Nagagawa mo siya? Sa bagay, kasi sight reader ka eh. Ako kasi, isa yun sa mga kahinaan ko. Frustrated sight reader.
Kasi yun yung na-train sa akin talaga dun sa Bible school pa lang. So, tulad nung nag-first year ako, hindi ako masyado nakaka-practice ng kota sa totoo lang. Yung major ko, medyo nalileft behind ako sa major before. Dahil nakafocus ako sa pag-a-accompany ng mga kaibigan ko na voice major at ng mga naka-concentration na major na voice. I remember I also accompanied some winds na major. Meron din
ang
sa
hirap
strings.
ng mga pyesa ng
Exactly.
ng mga accompaniment ng mga voice major, flute major, or kung sino mang mga need ng accompanies.
Ganun ako talaga dati. Super sight read ako.
Ngayon.
Nagsa-sight read ba rin ako?
Until,
Hindi na sobrang like katulad ng on the spot na basa ko na siya. Mababasa ko siya pero hindi siya sobrang bilis. Ganyan. Kaya syempre, I am more focusing on my craft as teaching eh. So, medyo nalileft out nga ako pero napapractice ko pa rin naman siya.
Anong advice na mabibigay mo sa mga aspiring music teachers dyan?
First, you have to always look good. Kasi it's the industry. In-judge ka talaga based on your appearance. No? You always have to look nice. And hindi looking mangkukulam kasi may mga ibang teacher talagang sinasabihin sila. May parang lumipat sila sa amin minsan, parang sinabi, I hate my teacher because she looks like witch. Oo, kasi it's the appearance that it has
Buti
actually
witch
bring.
yung sinabi, hindi bitch.
Kasi nga, appearance is very important when you are actually teaching, di ba? So, lalo na hygiene, of course, di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng pumasok ng pawis na pawis ka, even though it's very hot. Di ba? Like, kapag may mga students tayo na nakaset up ng ang time nila is tanghaling tapat. So, wala tayong choice. Dapat kailangan natin looking good, looking fresh lagi. Appearance is very important. You have to focus on building your wardrobe, actually. So that's the first one. Second is know your student. No, you have to assess them every time they come inside your class. Kasi iba-iba sila ng mood pag pumapasok sila. Meron situational. Yan. Kailangan marinig mo yung side nila lagi. Kasi kapag ka-close na kayo and okay na sila sa'yo, kahit pa sobrang mahihain yan, magkukwento yan. May student ako yung kanina lang, di ba? Sobrang mahihain siya, pero pagdating niya, teacher, ano nangyari sa'yo? Kamusta ka? Pati parent, di ba? Maglabas. Tinanong din ako. Yun, kapag ka nakuha mo yung attention nila, mas kahit sobrang mahihain pa yan, ikukwento niya lahat sa'yo. No? Which is knowing your student, not personally pero nagsashare talaga sila. Pero knowing your student, how you can teach them or influence them more of like. No? Kailangan ma-influence mo sila to love the craft. No? Yung being a musician, being a performer, loving the craft. Meron ka ring assignment or homework to study them which pieces are good for them. Kasi kapag binigyan mo lang sila ng binigyan ng pyesa or ng mga kakantahin or tutugtugin nila, hindi naman sila matututo. Kailangan yung may matututunan sila. And you have to give them something to look forward to every day. I mean, every lesson. Para mag-enjoy sila, di ba, sa lesson. Ay, hala, natutunan ko to. Ano kayong susunod na maaaral ko? Ganon. You have to give them something to look forward to. Yun ang assignment natin as a teacher talaga. Know your student. Siguro yung pinakang last din, make them understand what you're teaching them. Kasi sabihin man natin sa hindi, na may mga student talagang oo lang ng oo. Hindi naman pala nila naiintindihan. No? Ang nagiging struggle pati is, when they perform, hindi naman yun yung inaral nila sa'yo. Ginawa pa rin nila yung yung alam nilang gawin. Which is, dun mo malalaman kung natututo talaga yung student, no? So, kapag pagka binigay mo sa kanila yung ganong information, kailangan alam nila at naiintindihan nila para ma-share din nila sa iba. Dun ka magkakaroon ng network. Kasi kapag natuto sila, nasabihin nila, oy, natutunan ko to. Like, meron akong student na dito sa atin, narinig nila na kumakanta na siya na hindi na ganun katulad dati. Sinabihan pa nga siya na, uy, may tono ka, ang gwapo na ng tunog mo. Ganun yung pagkakasabi. So, na-inspire siya, mas lalo siyang, dahil iintindihan niya na kung paano gawin yun. And sinabi niya dun sa mga students, sa mga kaibigan niya na, ganito lang ginawa ko. Tapos tinuro niya. So, ibig sabihin, naiintindihan niya talaga. Kasi hindi sila pwedeng lumabas sa pinto mo ng hindi nila naiintindihan yun. So, hindi ka effective teacher kapag lumabas sila ng hindi nila naiintindihan.
Yeah.
Yun. Kasi yun yung pinaka-importante. Like, for example, natapos yung lesson niya, hindi pala niya alam yung tamang placement, hindi niya alam kung anong placement yung ginamit niya. It's really bothering.
Yeah. So, every lesson, make sure na babaunin ng student mo yung lesson on that day.
Yes.
Dapat naiintindihan niya talaga. So, para paglabas niya, dala-dala niya yon at madadala niya pa sa next lesson.
Exactly.
Kasi usually kasi ang nangyayari is that after the lesson, uwi, makakalimutan na.
Oh.
Tapos by the next lesson, saka mo pa ulit i-remind, di ba? Ganun yung nangyayari.
Parang yung pagko-compose, you have to get a hook. Like for an example, sa composition, meron tayong tinatawag na lyrical hook, meron tayong melodical hook, ganyan. Magbibigay ka ng hook sa kanila na matatandaan nila talaga.
Yeah. Yung hook yun yung theme, di ba? Yung theme. Yeah.
Para pagka balik nila sa lesson, ay, intindihan ko yun kasi ganito yun eh. Ano ba? Alam nila kung paano. And you can guarantee kasi pagtanungin mo yung mga students ko, ganun yung nangyayari. Alam nila yung craft. Well, of course, kapag tinanong mo yung 4 years old, hindi talaga nila alam.
So ididepende rin sa age.
Mo sa age. Kapag nag-iisip na yung student, pwede mo nang i-explain sa kanya. Pero kapag hindi pa, pwede pa kayong mag-ganon. And getting their attention is very important pag bata.
Yeah.
Getting their attention. Pag matanda naman, explaining to them clearly. So you have to get the generation terms din. Oo, kasi for an example, may mga Gen Z, hindi sila pwedeng, siyempre millennial ako, 31 na ako, tanda ko na. So I have to learn something na maiintindihan nila para ma-explain ko sa kanila ng
makaka-relate sila.
Makaka-relate sila.
Yeah.
In their generation.
Yeah, true.
Hindi pwedeng by age lang i-check mo eh. By generation din talaga. Kasi meron tayong understanding sa edad ko as a millennial that is different from their generation.
Yeah.
Ganon.
All right. So that's an advice from our guest, Coach Moy. Una, you have to look good. Second, you have to build relationship with your student. And third, you have to not just build, but to study them. And of course, fourth is dapat we have to make sure that our student, before mag-end ang lesson, dapat ay we make sure na naintindihan talaga nila yung na-lesson natin so that they can share that knowledge as well sa mga peers nila or sa circle nila. So sa mga aspiring music teachers dyan, you can apply that sa inyong teaching career. Thank you so much, Coach Moy, for accepting our invitation to be our guest for this podcast. Any last message for our viewers?
I'm really happy to share my knowledge as a teacher for this podcast. And sa mga music teachers dyan and aspiring to be a music teacher, you have to follow a path na sa tingin mo ay mag-i-improve ka as a teacher. Yung mga binibigay namin na advices is just our suggestion based on our experiences. You can create your own craft.
Yeah.
No? Plus, syempre your knowledge about teaching and your experience will teach you actually. Experience is a great teacher as well.
Yeah.
Other than your knowledge.
Yeah. Huwag natin kakalimutan na always look for ways talaga to improve yourself. Kasi pag nawa mo yun, of course, yung mga students mo rin will improve. Right?
Exactly.
Alright. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. And I hope na may natutunan kayo, a thing or two. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel. And also sa mga parents na nanonood, if you're looking for a place for you to enroll your kids, then nandito si Mixlab to provide a quality and yet affordable music lessons para sa inyong mga anak. So yun guys, maraming salamat and see you on our next podcast. Bye-bye.